Welcome back to our geography class. In the last session, we explored the Hydrosphere Part 1, where we studied oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, and groundwater. Today, in Part 2, we will continue our journey and focus on tides, ocean currents, and the water cycle. These are the processes that make water a moving, living force on Earth. So let's get started. First, let us understand tides. Tides are the regular rise and fall of sea levels that we notice at the shorelines. They are caused mainly by the gravitational pull of the moon and to a lesser extent, the sun. When the water level goes up and covers more of the beach, we call it a high tide. When the water level falls and the shore is more exposed, we call it a low tide.
Sir, may I ask a question?
Yes, please go ahead.
Do tides happen every day?
Very good question. Yes, tides happen twice a day in most coastal places, to high tides and to low tides within about 24 hours. Now, there are two main types of tides. Spring tides, these occur when the sun, moon, and earth are in a straight line. Their gravitational forces combine and the water rises higher than usual. Neap tides, these occur when the sun and moon are at right angles to each other. The pull is weaker and tides are lower. This cycle repeats every month as the moon revolves around the earth. Tides are not just natural wonders. They are very important in human life. Ships often use high tides to enter and leave ports safely. Fishermen plan their activities based on tides because many fish come near the coast during high tide. In some regions, people are experimenting with tidal energy projects. For example, the Gulf of Khambat in India and parts of France use tides to produce electricity. Tides also help in flushing out sediments and keeping estuaries clean. So you see, even something as simple as rising and falling water has many practical uses. Now let's move to ocean currents. Ocean currents are large, continuous movements of seawater that flow across the world's oceans, almost like invisible rivers in the sea. They are driven by a combination of factors: winds blowing across the surface, temperature differences in water, salinity differences, Earth's rotation, and even the gravitational pull of the moon and sun. These currents move heat, nutrients, and energy around our planet. Some currents are warm currents. They carry warm water from the equatorial regions towards the poles. Famous examples include the Gulf Stream in the Atlantic Ocean, the Kuroshio Current near Japan, and the Brazil Current. These warm currents make nearby coastal regions milder and more suitable for living. Other currents are cold currents. They bring cold water from the polar regions towards the equator. Examples are the Labrador Current near Canada, the Humboldt Current along South America, and the Benguela Current near Africa. These currents cool down the coastal areas and often create dry conditions.
Sir, may I ask a question?
Yes, please go ahead.
How exactly do ocean currents affect human life?
Excellent question. Ocean currents affect us in several ways. They influence the climate of coastal regions. For instance, Western Europe is warmer because of the Gulf Stream. Cold currents are responsible for creating some deserts, like the Atacama Desert, due to the Humboldt Current. When warm and cold currents meet, the mixing of waters creates rich fishing grounds. That is why Japan and parts of North America are famous for fisheries. They also play a role in shipping routes and navigation, saving time and fuel for ships. So, currents are like the beating heart of the oceans, constantly circulating life and energy. Finally, let us understand the water cycle, also called the hydrological cycle. This is nature's way of recycling water, and it has four main steps: evaporation, water from oceans, lakes, and rivers changes into vapor due to heat. Condensation, this vapor cools and forms clouds in the atmosphere. Precipitation, water returns to the earth as rain, snow, or hail. Collection, the water gathers again in rivers, groundwater, lakes, and oceans, and the cycle begins again.
Sir, may I ask something?
Yes, go ahead.
Why is this cycle important?
Good question. The water cycle maintains the balance of water on Earth. It also distributes heat and energy, supports agriculture and forests, and ensures the survival of all ecosystems. Without it, life on Earth would not exist. So students, today we studied three major processes of the hydrosphere: tides, ocean currents, and the water cycle. Together, these processes make the hydrosphere dynamic, balanced, and full of life. That's all for today's class. Thank you for paying attention. Jai Hind.